ध्यायामो धवलावगुण्ठनवती तेजोमयी नैष्ठिकी स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनी भगवती मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखी वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणी सुमधुरं सङ्कीर्तनालापिनी श्यामाङ्गी मधुसिक्तसूक्तिम् अमृतानन्दात्मिका ईश्वरी.
I now invite Dr. Bipin Nair, Professor, Amrita School of Biotechnology, and Dean, Faculty of Sciences, to deliver the welcome note.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Namashivaya, Namaskaram. Welcome to Swagatham 2020. Respected Swamiji, Swami Amritaswarupananda, President, Amrita Vidyapeetham. Dr. Anand Anandkumar, CEO, BugWorks Research, Bangalore. Dr. Venkatrangan, Vice Chancellor, Amrita Vidyapeetham. Members of the faculty, incoming students, invited friends, colleagues, welcome to Swagatham 2020. The past 6 months have been extremely challenging, and as far as we in the academic fraternity are concerned, this level of unpredictability is without any precedent. We can hope that the worst is over, but the situation does threaten to get worse before it can get better. However, we cannot afford to lose heart. We cannot afford to lose our focus. We have to keep trudging along, no matter how stiff the obstacles are on the course. So with these ideals in mind, we at Amrita Vidyapeetham have gone ahead and completed one task after another in the now familiar online mode. We completed our final semester exams, completed an online entrance test, completed an online interview, and look what we found. Perhaps the best ever batch of MSc students from all over the country and beyond. So it is to welcome this new batch of 130 MSc students to our MSc programs in Biotechnology, Microbiology and Bioinformatics that we have organized this program, Swagatham 2020, for the first time in an online mode today. So welcome, Swagatham. On this auspicious occasion today, it is indeed a great privilege and a blessing for us to have Swami Amritaswarupananda, Swamiji, here with us. Swamiji, as all of us know, is the senior most disciple of our beloved Amma, our Guru, and Chancellor of the University. Swamiji is also the President of the University. A very warm welcome to you, Swamiji. It is also a great honor to have with us for this occasion, but online from his office in Bangalore, Dr. Anand Anandkumar, CEO and co-founder of BugWorks Research, Bangalore. Hearty welcome to you, Dr. Anand. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this program today. A very warm welcome also to Dr. P. Venkatrangan, Vice Chancellor, Amrita Vidyapeetham. In spite of his extremely busy schedule, Dr. Venkat very graciously agreed to join us online for this event. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Venkatrangan. Welcome to Dr. Shankaran, Registrar Amrita Vidyapeetham, and all the senior administration and faculty and staff from this campus and all our sister campuses joining this event from your respective locations. Most importantly, a very warm welcome for our new incoming students. I suppose one advantage of this online Swagatham is that we can at least meet all of you and your families at the same time. So let me start out by congratulating all our bright young students and parents, of course, who took this important step and decided to join the Amrita family. All of you can now share in the joy that with Amma's grace, Amrita Vidyapeetham, despite being only 16 years old, is already ranked among the premier institutions in the country. Amrita is on the verge of being declared an Institute of Eminence by the Government of India. Amrita is ranked number 4 among all universities in India, ahead of several IITs, and along with the Indian Institute of Science and a few other IITs, ranked among the top 10 universities in India by the National Institutional Ranking Framework for 3 years in succession. This and several other accolades have come our way, but the work has only started now. We have to continue to strive, continue to make progress, and be able to retain our status not only as a premier institution in India, but recognized as among the best in the world as well. The School of Biotechnology has always been fortunate to make significant contributions to the growth of the university, both in academia as well as research, and we will continue to do so with Amma's grace and with all of you helping us to achieve these goals and objectives. One good example of our commitment to constantly keep striving for these higher goals, irrespective of existing obstacles, is a huge opportunity that has been created for this batch of incoming MSc students for the first time this year. We are extremely proud to kick off, perhaps for the first time in the life sciences arena anywhere in the country, the benefit of a dual degree program, a 1+1 arrangement with the University of Arizona in the United States. The University of Arizona is currently ranked among the top 110 universities in the world. So an MSc, Biotechnology, Microbiology or Bioinformatics from Amrita and an MS incoming batch are excited to take full advantage of this wonderful opportunity. And in doing so, also be way ahead of all your peers anywhere else in the country. So COVID-19 or any other obstacle, now or in the future, cannot deter you from reaching your goal. I guess one advantage of this COVID problem is that all of you, our new batch of students, starting out with classes from today, do not have to go through the trauma of having to leave home and come and stay in a hostel as you prepare to start this new semester. So as I said earlier on, unpredictability is the nature of this adversary, the SARS-CoV-2 virus that we are dealing with in the current situation. However, all of you should rest assured that having joined the Amrita family today, you are in safe hands. With Amma's constant guidance and grace, we will continue to monitor the situation. But irrespective of the magnitude of the challenge on hand, we can assure you that the prospect of a strong career and a bright future for all of you will always be our primary objective and our persistent efforts towards that most important goal for each and every one of you. So once again, welcome to the Amrita family. Welcome to Swagatham 2020.
I now welcome Sampuja Swamiji Amritaswarupananda, our beloved Amma's senior-most disciple, to deliver the Benedictory Address. For the past 4 decades, Swamiji has had the blessed privilege of traveling around the world with Amma and spending precious time closely with her. Swamiji has authored several books, is a brilliant storyteller and motivational speaker, and is a musician par excellence, having written, composed, and sung numerous devotional songs. Swamiji has always been a role model, a pillar of support, and a source of great inspiration to us. We are truly honored and blessed to have Swamiji here with us today on this momentous occasion to welcome this new batch of MSc students to Amrita School of Biotechnology. I now request Swamiji to enlighten us with his wisdom.
Om Premamritanandamayi Nityam Namo Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Mata Amritanandamayi Devyayi Namo Namaha. Om Amriteshwariyayi Namaha. I humbly bow down at Amma's lotus feet. My namaskarams, love and greetings to the new batch of...
Voice is a bit feeble.
My namaskarams, how is it now?
Much better, Swamiji, fine.
I humbly bow down at Amma's lotus feet. My namaskarams, love and greetings to the new batch of MSc students in biotechnology, microbiology, and bioinformatics. Swagatham to one and all of you to Amma's family, Amrita family. Dear students, humanity is going through an extremely difficult period, perhaps one of the most difficult times since World War II. One of the most difficult times since World War II. We had a similar situation in 1918 when the Spanish flu haunted the entire world. But this one is much bigger than that. Neither my generation nor your generation, the so-called millennials, have ever experienced something like this before. When the whole thing, COVID-19, began in the beginning of the year, we all thought this would pass by and things would be back to normal very soon. We didn't take it seriously. But all our calculations and intellectual analysis were wrong. Now humanity is at crossroads. Everything seems to be changing. These changes may be temporary. They may have to be permanent. It is too early to tell. However, as of now, change is the reality. A shift in our perception of life, lifestyles, workplace scenarios, education, our concept of classrooms, our human relationships, and our relationship with the nature and so on and so forth has been forced to change. There was a time when the teacher-student relationship was purely based on love, trust, and surrender. Then we called it the guru-disciple relationship. The students stayed with the teacher for many years to learn and translate into action the lessons they learned. The teacher's residence itself was like a university campus. The classes took place outside in nature under the shady trees. The guru sat on a slightly elevated seat. This symbolized how knowledge flows down from high to lower levels. Then gradually things changed and we introduced classroom wherein the teacher would stand on a raised platform. He would give the lectures from there. That was still good. But later on, we introduced the gallery system, wherein the students sit high up high, and the poor teacher stands below. He has to look up at the students, and they in turn look down upon him. Now, COVID-19 has forced us to online teaching. In fact, online teaching has been just around the corner for a long time now. COVID has just effortlessly pushed it forward. So now what? Is this going to be an easy change? As Dr. Bipin said, you can remain within your comfortable houses, on your sofas, in your air-conditioned rooms, and listen to your teacher. But it's not going to be as easy as said. I don't think so. The coming generations may find such new methods easier, even natural, but we will be forced to make a lot of changes in our attitudes and make a lot of adjustments and modifications in our lives. We may have to make a complete U-turn as far as living and working in the world are concerned. It's becoming more and more apparent that our ancestors were correct when it comes to understanding nature, life as a whole, and above all, the supreme power that governs the universe, God. Nature is giving us clear indications. We should hope and pray that humanity considers those signs seriously and takes them in a constructive manner. Did we ever, even in our wildest dreams, imagine that lovely campus life with its mesmerizing atmosphere would just disappear? The atmosphere of the college campus remains endearing to people all over the world, even to me. Once in a while, I like to recall my college days. It's so beautiful, nostalgic. The atmosphere of the college campus remains so endearing to people all over the world. Thoughts of it fills us with nostalgia. Even in the last stages of life, people feel so happy recalling and relishing those beautiful times. Knowingly and unknowingly, we learn many valuable life lessons during student life, especially from campus life. The classrooms, the friendships, celebrations, all the mischief, our beloved teachers, the lessons of sharing and caring. These are all memorable moments, something we will always cherish. Is it going to disappear? But we don't know. They may all become like fables of the past. Even face-to-face interactions between teachers and students may come to an end. Of course, we may become accustomed to the new system. However, that doesn't mean that we will stand more benefited and enriched. Online teaching is going to be the new age classroom. But here, the most important question is whether or not the hearts of the teachers and students will be online. That connection is crucial. As Amma says, not only an internet connection, but also an internet connection should be established. That was easier when you both were in the classroom, in the same campus. The internet is not a living being. Learning your lessons through internet will not have the same energy and vibration as listening to the live words of a loving human being. As far as sharing knowledge and learning are concerned, listening is most important. Listening to the words uttered by your teacher directly from his face. Seeing his or her facial expressions, the vibration he or she creates, the inner connection between the teacher and the student, the questions and doubts the student may ask and the answers they receive from the teacher, the clarifications, etc. They are the most important factors in determining the quality of our education. We never understood how precious and valuable those were. Those moments were constantly uplifting us, inspiring and enriching us. They were like the building blocks of our personality, our character and our future. It was like standing directly under a waterfall. From now on, the refreshing, rejuvenating source, the waterfall of the teacher's physical presence and the atmosphere where collective learning and sharing took place are going to be far away from you. But no need to feel disheartened. That's why I said it is important to establish a heart-to-heart connection and communication with your teacher. Physically you are going to be away, but you have to reduce the distance. How? You have to establish a loving relationship with your teachers. Likewise, your teachers have to create a loving relationship with you. You will have to feel the presence of your teacher near you where you are sitting at home. You will have to develop a greater faculty of intuition in order to grasp the teachings, the lessons. This is actually good because you are being introduced to an entire different realm of knowledge, of consciousness, the intuitive faculty. Because heightened intuition will make you even greater scientists, managers, CEOs, and contributors to society. However, you cannot rule out the challenging nature of the new online teaching system. Allow me to share a short story with you. A traveler was going to visit a pilgrimage center situated on top of a steep mountain. The only way to reach the spot was in a rope basket. The traveler got into the basket and just as he was about to be taken up the steep cliff wall, he noticed that the rope lifting the basket was tattered and was on the verge of breaking. He asked the monk, "How often do you replace the rope?" The monk said, "Every time it breaks." My point is, let us try to increase our awareness level because that is very important, that is very crucial, especially in the present condition. At this point of time, let us not take things for granted. We have been doing that. COVID-19 is one of the greatest teachers God has ever sent to earth. Let us learn its much needed lessons. Let us learn from the mistakes we committed. Let us set things right before it is too late to replace the rope. Make the necessary corrections now, right now. This microscopic thing, the coronavirus, which is only 120 to 124 nanometers in diameter, has taught the entire human race a great lesson in humility. A lesson none of our leaders or rulers could teach us. Perhaps Corona is an emissary with an extremely powerful message from God. Beware, my children, boys and girls. Realize how powerful I am. You cannot even fathom, conceive my Shakti, my infinite power. If this itsy bitsy messenger of mine, just one of my lowest ranking soldiers, can do all this to you, imagine my Shakti. So Corona, if you're aware with the Kerala festivals, you must be knowing Thrissur Puram. So corona is like the sample fireworks. The sample fireworks. Sample vedikata. That take place just before Thrissur Puram. So imagine the intensity of the real one. If God decides so. The thing is, the human body is a very powerful tool. Science cannot fathom its potency. It's a container. The body is just a container. The content of this container is a mini universe, a small piece of God. The body houses God. It's a temple of God, pure consciousness. And from this perspective, the whole world, every creature, every sentient and insentient being is a temple of God, the totality of life. And we forgot this truth, or we ignored it, either due to ignorance or arrogance. And thereby turned the greatest blessing, this beautiful nature with all its abundance, into a curse. Human beings by nature wish for the impossible. We wish for the eternity of the body rather than focusing on the totality of life. We wish to always be successful rather than accepting our losses and failures. We wish to be more cunning rather than to be more active and selfless. We wish to run away from our responsibilities rather than to discharge them with the right attitude, with gratitude. We wish to control the future rather than live in the present moment. We wish to change others without making the least effort to change ourselves. We wish to fulfill our immediate desires without realizing the consequences of our actions and disregarding others totally. Aren't these attitudes more than enough to destroy our life, the life of others, and to destroy nature and everything beautiful and auspicious? These are the impossibles. Never make the mistake of asking for the impossible, to fulfill the impossible. This world is the dance of the totality of energy, pure consciousness. As it continues, as nature continues, as creation continues, as God continues to dance through creation, the dance of creation, sustenance and destruction, we human beings are supposed to fully support her. And we are not supposed to make even a single wrong move. Dance along, in tune. But only follow her, to be in tune with her. So dear brothers and sisters, here at Amrita you will get the right information, the right knowledge, the right directions. You will gather whatever information you require about the world, about nature, and about you. You will know whatever you need to know about your subjects, about research, about inventions and innovations, all the information available in the world of education. But most importantly at Amrita, you will have an opportunity to learn about life, about yourselves, your relationship with the nature, and top of all, your relationship with God, the Chief Justice in the court of the universe. All this is available because of just one factor, the central figure of Amrita, Amma. Srimata Amritanandamayi Devi, the best role model in all areas of life and action. May you all have Amma's abundant blessings to live and utilize your student life at Amrita to the maximum extent possible. Wish you all the best. May Amma's grace be always with you. Thank you so much. Om Amriteshwariyai Namaha.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for your insightful and thought-provoking words and invaluable blessings. I'm sure that all of our new students will try their best to remain alert and aware in this new era of distance learning. It is a great pleasure to have with us, online from his office in Bangalore, Dr. Anand, CEO and co-founder of BugWorks Research, Bangalore, a drug discovery company which aims to discover novel treatment options for multi-drug resistant bacterial infections. Dr. Anand has a PhD in biomedical and electrical engineering from George Washington University, Washington, D.C. Dr. Anand is a veteran of the semiconductor industry and wears many different hats at the same time. He is the co-founder of the India Semiconductor Association and is the vice president and general manager of Magma Design Automation India. He is also the co-founder of EVA, the healthcare accelerator based in Bangalore, and the CEO of Cellworks India, a company specializing in personalized oncotherapy. I would now like to invite Dr. Anand to deliver the inaugural address.
Thank you so very much. My humble pranams. Wonderful opportunity here. Swagatham to everyone. I have a short presentation, which I hope I will be able to get through. First of all, my humble pranams to our loving Amma, whose grace has brought us all together here, and to Swami Amritaswarupananda Puri. Sir, Swamiji, I'm a big fan of your storytelling, your philosophies, and your music. It's incredible, and we are blessed to be in your presence. And what an outstanding speech you gave. I wish I was a student to be inspired by the type of language I heard from Dr. Venkat, Dr. Bipin, and from you, Swamiji. My warm wishes and respects to Dr. Venkat Rangan, the Vice Chancellor of Amrita. I think this university is very fortunate to have someone of his stature running it. To my dear friend, Dr. Bipin Nair, the Dean of Faculty of Sciences, Professor, School of Biotech. I've known Dr. Bipin within a few months of his taking over this role, and I'm most impressed with what the School of Biotechnology has done. And I mean this with all honesty. We have recruited students for the last so many years from Amrita, particularly from this department, and they have never let us down in terms of scientific acumen and equally importantly, in terms of values. Students, values probably plays a much bigger role than how much biochemistry you know. Values is what is going to take us through life, and I've always admired students. And the dedicated staff of School of Biotechnology, I'm always blown away by them. I see many of them here, and again, my warm wishes and respects. And congratulations to all 130 plus of you who are here for the MSc in Biotech, Microbiology, and Bioinformatics. You are so fortunate. I hope you know that. You're fortunate, A, that you're going to be taught by some of the best teachers in this country. But even more importantly, you're very fortunate that you're going to surround yourself with values. That's going to define your personality. That's going to define your soul journeys. And that's going to make you a valuable citizen for our country and for our globe. Swamiji set the stage so beautifully for what nature has taught us today. And great opportunity for you, budding students, to come out and give back and correct the mistakes of your previous generation. I'm also very excited when I heard from Dr. Bipin that the department is offering a dual degree program. Fascinating. Most schools that have been around for 70 years, 80 years in India haven't done it, but Amrita has, and that's fantastic. What I'd like to do, Dr. Bipin, for the next few minutes is to tell the students what is going on in India in terms of the biotech industry and what kind of opportunities are waiting for them to go out and serve. May I take a few minutes to do so? Students, if I may just put this in a full mode here, yes. If you look at the startups, there are more than 3,300 startups that have started in India in the last 5 to 7 years. You're a very fortunate batch. If you get the right skills and the right value and the right team skills and ethics, there's a whole world of opportunity waiting out for you. Out of the 3,000 odd startups, 2,000 are in biopharmaceutical industry that can directly take people with informatics, potentially microbiology, biochemistry type of skills. And then there's very interesting companies happening in bioagri, bioindustry, bio-IT, etc. And I can tell you as someone who works with a dozen companies, what we look for most in new students is integrity, followed by scientific acumen and the respect that you show to each other. Because the world you're going to go out there is not going to appreciate your individual brilliance. It's going to count on how well you work with society, how well we work with interdisciplinary skills. So that's what we are looking for, and there are great opportunities waiting out there. And if you look at the focus of the biotech industry, 16% of the industry out there is in research and experimental development, 16% is in medical health manufacturing, and then you can see the other things. Fabulous set of opportunities. When Dr. Bipin and I spoke 8 years ago, there wasn't such opportunity. So there are very good opportunities. But employees Employers will be very picky. As I told you, they're looking for multiple aspects in you. So please, I'm sure you'll utilize the next 2 years to pick up skills. And what is most happy for me is out of the 3,000 startup companies, 1,000 are by women. Any industry, anywhere in the world where women entrepreneurs drive it is a successful industry by definition. And that starts, the biggest woman entrepreneur that I have known is Amma herself. The way she's run such a big institution and the university, and the way you're impacting millions of lives all over the world sitting in Kerala. That's a phenomenal startup success and startup CEO for us to emulate. But I hope that many of you will become founders. You will not be looking for jobs, but you'll be job creators when you graduate from Amrita. And if you look at the Indian industry, it's about $60 billion today. By the time you graduate, it will be 85 billion. And by 2025, it's 100 billion. More than dollars, what is important is this industry that you're going to come out impacts the most important things. It impacts our environment. Swami spoke about what we have done to the environment that has come back and hit us in ways unbeknownst to mankind. You can go out and work in environmental sciences, you can work in healthcare. There's so many good things you can do with your degree. So I'm very proud of you guys, and I hope you realize that you're not coming to Amrita just to get a degree and get a job. You're actually going to become contributors to society. You're going to become the transformation that this society is waiting for. That's the privilege you have, and that's the opportunity, and that's the responsibility that each one of you takes with you when you go outside. That you are going to be this change maker, right? And if you look at this $60 billion, it's split between devices, vaccines, biotechnology, biofuels, etc. The skill base that you're going to pick up in a great program, what you have enrolled in, can allow you to sit in many of these areas. Okay, so it's wonderful, and I look forward to seeing many of you as my colleagues through this minute. Just to look at what Swami said, right? A small microbe has brought the whole world to it. Most of the world has lost one generation of growth pushed back by an unknown virus. What does that mean? Huge problem means huge opportunity. What is your opportunity? Your opportunity is to innovate, to give back to society, to help the healing process, and to help India and the world prepare for the next pandemic. Right? What happened during the pandemic? Are people talking about people's bank balance? Or are they talking about the scientists and doctors and nurses who are out there giving back to society? They're talking about the latter. So with the skills you're going to pick up in the next 2 years, my biggest excitement for you is you're going to help this world and our country prepare for the next pandemic. Hopefully you will help us prevent the next pandemic by our actions, by what we give back to. The Indian biotechnology industry has done a phenomenal job in the last 6 months. I'm so proud to be part of it. Whether it's the development of vaccines, 40% of all vaccines in the world come from India. And India is going to play a huge role in the COVID vaccine whenever that's ready. Antiviral drugs that you are working on, PPEs, COVID test kits, telehealth, all of these areas India is doing. And I must put it on record that Kerala is the best state in this country. Kerala has led the way in pandemic responses. It always has. And every other state, including Karnataka, where I sit, have a lot of lessons to learn from Kerala. So by the very fact that you're going to be in a state that leads the country in literacy and leads the country in pandemic preparedness, I hope to see some of you, pick up pandemic preparedness as a career goal when you. Under the leadership of our Prime Minister, there are many things that you can work on and are being worked on. Be vocal for local, right? Be it PPEs, biomedical instrumentation, telehealth, diagnostics, devices. The opportunities are too many, right? Don't blow it. Don't blow it. And I say this to students because I see many students going to the best institutions with the best features, the best values that you can get, and you can while away 2 years. Don't do that. You have the greatest opportunity to give back. Society needs you. Society needs people like you to come and make the transformation. Be the transformational agent. How fortunate you are to be here. A fabulous new world of opportunity waits for you. Our country and this globe needs you. You have a responsibility. You just don't have a job waiting for you. You have a responsibility. Your skills are needed to help our country and the world become pandemic prepared. Please use the next 2 years to pick up skills. Dr. Bipin and his team know this better than anyone else. Your program will not be a purely theoretical program. Please pick up skills. Think skills, skills. Whether it's running MICs in microbiology or RT-PCR or CRISPR technologies or X-ray crystallography, have some skill-based, not just theoretical knowledge. And you'll hear Amma even talk about it when you attend her discourses, about the need to have vocational training, to think about your studies as a skill base, as a value base. Data sciences and computing are oxygen to biotechnology. I'm sure Dr. Bipin and his team would have integrated a program where there will be some computing, some data analytics aspects involved in your studies, because without that, you will feel lost. So the very oxygen for your program would be an appreciation of data sciences and computing. Please take advantage of that. And please realize, young boys and young girls, science and spirituality are two sides of the same coin. You know, a good scientist is quite spiritual. A good spiritualist appreciates science. So they're two sides of the same coin. I'm not talking about religion. We're talking about spirituality. The need to look within, to understand why I am here and what can I give back to this world that I have occupied for a very short time. And I want you all to leave you guys with a very important thing, that when you graduate, intelligence and wealth have changed. Intelligence is just not bookish knowledge. It is emotional intelligence. How well do you work with society? How well do you work with each other? That is far more important than how much you're scoring in exam. The concept of IQ is boring. It's the concept of emotional intelligence, part of a fabric. What am I contributing to the fabric? Far more individual knowledge, because I can pick up every knowledge from Google. I can't pick up wisdom. I can't pick up the ability to work together. I can't pick up compassion from Google, right? So that's what the world is looking out for. And the wealthiest people moving forward are not going to be the ones with the biggest balance, bank balance. Nobody gives a damn about that. The wealthiest people are the people who are going to give back and contribute to society through science, through spirituality, through whatever. I want to thank Dr. Bipin, the entire team, for giving me this opportunity to meet such a wonderful batch. I would like everybody to stay safe and healthy. And I want to leave you with a very important quote that inspires me every day from the great Martin Luther King. That says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for us? All the very best. Congratulations on this milestone. And I'm waiting to see you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anand, for giving us a clear and succinct picture of the biotechnology industry at the moment, and your support and encouragement are extremely appreciated. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Geetha Kumar, Professor, Amrita School of Biotechnology, to give the vote of thanks.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. In the current situation that we are all facing worldwide, I think it's very appropriate to remember the words of Amma, our Chancellor, Mata Amritandamayi Devi. Fill your hearts with love and gratitude. Life gives us what we need and not necessarily what we want. It follows its own wisdom, which is often incomprehensible to our minds. We should learn to accept situations in life. This attitude of acceptance is the secret to happiness. I think it's very important to remember this, especially under the current times that we're all facing. An attitude of gratitude. Today is a momentous day indeed, where we are welcoming our incoming batch of bright and inquisitive minds who are entering a new and exciting chapter in their lives. This has been a very unique, exciting, and thought-provoking program with very, very interesting talks and satsangs by Dr. Venkat, our most beloved Swamiji, and Dr. Anand. I would like to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to Sampuja Swamiji Amritaswarupananda for taking time away from his very busy schedule to be here and inspire us with his words of wisdom. You've always been there for us, Swamiji. Thank you so much. and your talk was just mind-blowing. I would also like to take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to Dr. Venkat, our Vice Chancellor. Thank you, sir, for your constant support and encouragement. A very special thank you to you, Dr. Anand, for kindly agreeing to join us from your Bangalore office. Dr. Anand has always been a strong supporter and proponent of our school and has graciously participated in many of our events in the past. His enthusiasm and insight into the current trends in biotechnology have always been very, very insightful to us. Thank you, Dr. Anand. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all our faculty, staff, and our wonderful students for their unfailing enthusiasm and wholehearted support to participate in this event, making it all the more special. A very big thank you to the Amrita Office of Communication team, the ICTS staff, without whose support this program would not have been possible and been such a wonderful success. Thank you so very much. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Thank you, Dr. Geetha. With this, we end the formal part of Swagatham 2020. Thank you, one and all, for joining us for this memorable event. Your presence and participation has been amazing. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.